J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Definitely appreciate. There we go. All right. So, appreciate y'all for coming through. We're going to break down and review this last episode for Raising Kanan, season 4, episode 3. Another good episode. I enjoyed it. I liked it. We saw a little bit of things happen with this. We saw in the beginning that it seems that Unique is on a mission to take out all of Rock's allies. We saw at the end of the last episode, he took out her attorney. Now he's taken out one of her distributors, so to speak, one of the spots where they getting rid of their work. And so this episode we see he pop up on the couple that was working in the Chinese restaurant, and he rolled up on them with the piece, and next thing you know, they in trouble. They got the drop on them. And looking at this again, this episode, I was kind of thinking when the husband stood in front of the wife, she should have had her a little piece or something on her and pulled it out behind him and popped Unique. But that would have been the end of Unique's story. So that didn't happen, obviously. But anyway, we see that he go ahead and get the drop on him. And so one thing I noticed in typical Power fashion is when he went inside, he put his hands on something. Why do they always make them leave fingerprints at these crime scenes on the Power show, and they never catch these people? He touched this barrel right here where the smack was. You know what I'm saying? He touched that barrel with his hands. That definitely would have left some fingerprints. That's a non-porous surface. Anyway. Whoops. Pushed the wrong button that time. Anyway, they done made him out to be a psycho killer. But at the same time, he got his fingerprints on the scene of a double homicide. And then he ended up pulling the piece on dude. I thought at first he was going to let him go. Dude said, you know what? I decided for your mother and your face. He said, what? What you say about my face, Funk? You feel sorry for my face? Say it again. Say it again. Is that no? No, I'm sorry. Anyway, let me get to some of these comments. I'm gonna start from the top right quick. What's good, Encouraging Warrior? How you doing? Rashonda, what's good, sis? Let's see. Encouraging Warrior, you say the writers of Power have officially made me hate Unique now. I don't see him as a sex symbol no more. Just a couple scratches and there ain't no more booty call. That's how they take, a couple scratches. Come on now, you need to go ahead and see that nookie. He became the person he despised, which was his brother. Wow, that's a good twist. I didn't think about it that way. I like that. He has become the person he despised, a person that's lost it all, so to speak. But we did see a glimpse of him dropping the money off for his baby mama Pernessa. And I'm guessing they do that so that we, or people like yourself that are starting not to like him anymore, maybe say, well, he might still have a chance. There's still some redeeming qualities left, possibly. You know, most women, y'all want to try to fix them. So I'm surprised you don't like him no more. You don't want to try to fix him. But I do like that he has kind of turned into that. That is a twist, ain't it? HFG, I saw the notification. I finally, thank you. You say that almost never happens for me. I appreciate it. I tried to put it together and do a few things. Hopefully people got some notifications though this time. So I'm glad to hear that, man. I really appreciate that feedback and knowing that it actually worked. Thank you. Try to do it more often then. Tyrell Brown, you say they never go over any fingerprints in this show. It's crazy. They touch a lot. It is crazy. It is crazy. They do touch a lot. And it's a simple fix. Just make them wear gloves. Just make your characters wear gloves doing this stuff. And then that's over with. But of course, I'm not a writer, and who the hell am I? Ain't nobody listening to me. Hey, Jay said next time make them wear gloves. Encouraging warrior, you say I guess the police unit budget don't cover forensics. I know, right? That definitely is. They ain't got no more dust to sprinkle the dust for fingerprints. You say ain't no fixing that? Can't fix crazy? Unique? I know, right? Look at my head. I need some sun. It's been cold. Been cold outside. Anyway, I guess I need to get me some vitamin D. Anyway, so we see he put them down, and one thing that I thought was kind of funny is once he popped him, he went down slow. Oh, and then they slide together and look at each other, and then they just look like, you know what? We made a mistake. Yeah, I told you don't do it. Hey, you already know it's some water right here, girl. I was just about to drink some too. You already know. But they tried to make that so sweet, didn't they? They died and looked in each other's eyes as they died. You know, they died jumping the broom together. The broom of the pearly gates. Anyway, that was interesting. We see that a lot of people upset about that. And as far as the police know, they weren't under investigation, so they don't know that it was anything to do with drugs. So we'll see how much they investigate these two people being taken out execution style. But it definitely will be interesting. Another thing that we saw this episode was, of course, I didn't talk about this, but we know that Rock Mama, grandmama, is sick. And we see Kanan going to visit and talk to her, check on her. And she was saying, he was saying, what's up with the treatment? You ain't, what's up with the doctor? What's up with the treatment? And she like, ain't no treatment, Kanan. And he's like, but that ain't what you said. You said you could do. He said, no. He said it ain't gonna be much we can do that'll make a difference. He started getting sad. She said, Kanan, your grandmother is a bad mother. Watch it. You better shut your mouth, sucker. You better ask somebody. I learned that one in the 70s, baby, and it still sound good. I'm a bad mother. Watch your mouth, sucker. You watch it, sucker. I still dress like on Esther. And I had to tell you, sucker, you better watch it, fool. You buzzard. I'm a bad mother. Anyway, she had a great point, which was that she said, well, I shouldn't say a great point. I should say she knew her kids, or rather, she knew Rock, because she said it ain't gonna make a difference telling them, and I ain't about to sit there begging them or trying to confront them. And Kanan, I think, actually was right, but because their relationship dynamic with everybody, with Rock, Mama, everybody is messed up in this crazy dynamic, that she ended up being correct, but he should have been right, and then everybody should be there to support one another. But come to find out, and after rewatching it and watching it again, I've had my issues with my parents. My parents are kind of hard, uh, but you know, they old school, and they believed in a lot of different old school values and things and different stuff or whatever. But at that dinner, when Rock got up and said that to Mom Dukes, after she said she's dying of cancer, and Rock like, oh, so what, you about to tell us that over pot roast? You both just got that over pot roast? Like this some old 2-pound family size meal? This ain't no damn encore lasagna. I'm like, damn, mama. Rock, boy, Rock is a hard little thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. And 50 Cent, you know what, man? 50 Cent, I like 50 Cent. And it's for different reasons, maybe. Not to say everybody gotta have the same reason. There's some reasons I do like him for, but 50 Cent in this show, his narration be on point sometimes, man. For real, for real. And I ain't saying he wrote it all or whatever, probably not. But 50 Cent is very creative and smart. I'll tell you why I'm saying that in a minute. But at that scene, he said something really profound, like, man, I done forgot it already. But to sum it up, too much chemicals up here. But he said, to sum it up, no matter what, whether you have kids in life or you don't, you will always be somebody's kid. And you know, you came in this world that way. You got to have a certain level of respect and try to do things. And I think that was kind of hard, over the top. Like, damn, you can't even. So how could you? I don't know, man. I think Rock was hardcore on that one, and even Kanan and everybody was like quiet, which I think that might have. I don't know. I guess everybody is intimidated by Rock there, which is still kind of interesting to me in a way. But nobody said nothing. Nobody spoke up for Mom. Nobody told Rock chill or this or that. She said it and left, and that was it. And that was like, whoa. So Rock don't play them games, do she? Now, on a side note, the reason I say I like 50 Cent, one of the reasons I like 50 Cent is that he does say a few things that is profound. And 50 Cent is very smart businessman and different things. And I don't know how many people are familiar with the book 48 Laws of Power. It's a good book. I got it, and it's a very good book. 50 Cent had came out with a book called The 50th Law. I got it actually right here. Is it The 50th Law? It was trying to blur it out for a second. But anyway, He got some good stuff in here. For example, I'll tell you one of them. Let's go to one quick one. Trying to find a shorter one. See, in the 48 Laws of Power, it's a couple little shorter blurbs. He got one right here. The Hustler's Ambition. Let me point out to you that freedom is not something that anybody can be given. Freedom is something people take, and people are as free as they want to be. Now, that is a quote from James Baldwin, but he got little things like that in here, and then he expands on it and different stuff. Anyway, that wasn't planned. I just looked through there to find something quick to look through, and it looked like it was about to take a little longer than I had planned. But this is a good book. Anyway, one other thing, if you like books, but you don't have the time to really sit down and read, it is an app, Speechify, and the app Audible, that you can get the audio versions. And Speechify, you could just take pictures through the app with any book, and it'll read it for you for free. So anyway, Encouraging Warrior, you say he added 2 more laws. I know, right? Thou shalt not cross 50. That's law number 49. You know, the 48 Laws of Power is very good, very profound. And the 50th law is actually written by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. Robert Greene wrote the 48 Laws of Power. So 50 Cent wrote this book with the man who wrote the 48 Laws of Power. And the 48 Laws of Power came out in the 90s, but it's really good. It's got a lot of good information. I actually got it sitting right over here. I don't want to get up. Let me see. I got something over here. Let me see if I can grab it. Since I got on a side note about these books. Let's see if I can use this grab stick. Make it. Oh, shit. Excuse my French. This book is heavy. It almost broke. Anyway, they go to 48 Laws of Power. Maybe some people saw it and saw it say power. As you see, I had this for a while. Been through some stuff. Anyway, very good book. Like 48 Laws of Power is a lot easier to find some of the stuff in there. It even has stuff on the side for you and different stuff. But anyway, a lot of this stuff, that if you familiar with these things, a lot of these principles are in this show. And then when people do things, it end up coming back to them when they violate the laws. For like one example of the 48 Laws of Power is never outshine the master, you know. And a lot of people, once they try to overstep their boundaries and, you know, take or bite off more than they can chew, that's when things start going sideways for them, you know. So a lot of different things in here, but very interesting how they break a lot of this stuff down. And if you use it, then it can work for you. Big Bird, you say that your favorite book is The Richest Man in Babylon. I got that book right here also. I can't. It must have failed right there when I grabbed this other, because some stuff fell when I grabbed this book. But The Richest Man in Babylon, that's a little thin book. But I used to read that book when I was in sales. You know, you should greet this day with love in your heart. Anyway, that's another great book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Anyway, people, when you talk about books and stuff, they get bored, but that's where a lot of good info is. But anyway, back to this. I didn't plan on getting sidetracked on that. But this episode, as far as back with, you know, what happened with this episode, we see Unique is pretty much casing everybody, because we see that he comes out of Kanan's apartment, and Shorty, Kanan's woman, damn near get knocked off the porch when he busts through the door. And, she didn't know who he was, so she's telling him, hey, an excuse me would be nice. Little did she know that she flirting with the devil, talking crazy. And I think that although she didn't know it, that incident scaring her may have saved all of them, because she ended up wanting to leave, go to another spot, and that influenced Kanan to possibly get out of there, because we see later that episode at the end that he come and get the little midget that was coming in there. Now, we don't know if he ended up taking out dude or not. He probably did. We'll see. I think he probably did pop dude, unless he left him there for a message. But I doubt he left Shorty alive, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll see. How many of y'all think he left Shorty, the little midget dude that he came and popped? I think he popped him, but we didn't see it. I think it's going to be a message left at the very least. We'll see. One thing I see that I didn't pick up on when I first watched it was, and here I put the link in the comments if anybody want to come up and talk about the episode. One of the things that I saw is at watching it again that I didn't pick up on is when Marvin, and I heard it, but I was a little confused. So when Marvin was talking to the Asian nephew of the restaurant, and he was saying that he didn't do it and he was worried about their niece or whatever, the next scene pretty much was Marvin going to see the little white girl that was Gerald's daughter. And I realized why now. So when Marvin was talking to him and he was saying, that their kid is now a foster kid, it has no one, and he had that little piece to his neck. You about to stick that little wonton down there. He said, you don't want time no more of this. Anyway, I think that made Marvin think about Gerald's daughter or somebody else out there that don't have anybody. Let me go ahead and drink some water right quick. So now I understood why he went there, because I'm like, what are you doing here? And then he feel responsible to a certain degree because he had to take Gerald out. And so, hey, but that's Gerald's fault, because if he wasn't running his mouth, he'd be all right. Lil J Roke Waterhouse, I miss the old Unique. This new Unique is crazy. Yeah. And also, you know what? Power has a history of kind of ruining or taking away the favorite characters of the show. Or is that just me? They got rid of me. No, I'm just but no, they got rid of a lot of favorite characters, or twisted them up, or messed them up for not a good reason. And it seemed like Unique is another one that's getting messed up for no good reason. So I don't know, man. He was the smoothest. Everybody liked him on the show. He probably was outshining the master, who is Kanan. The show supposed to be about Kanan and all of them, and he was doing such a good job that fans was gravitating more to his character. So what they do, they wrote the character off to go crazy. Now, should he have not done such a good job acting? Of course not. But sometimes when you do a good job, you get punished, unfortunately, in this world. And so he did a great job. I think that, and also maybe I could be exaggerating, but I don't think that this show was written 4 seasons in advance. So maybe in the beginning, they didn't plan for him to tweak out by season 4. Just my thoughts. Anyway, it seems that we now lost him. He gone to the streets for real, for real. Anyway, another scene that was interesting that I liked is Rock. She came and talked to Shorty, and I had to give it to Shorty. She got a grown woman's style, you know. But Rock say, I heard you staying here. I like her because Shorty was like, sometime she wasn't giving up no info. She just Rock like, well, you know what? It look not cleaner here than it ever did before. So you staying around enough for you. But Shorty got a little, she's standing there, little arms crossed, little Rock. She said, well, let Kanan know. She said, you asking or you telling me? You know, so I think Rock got a little ride. I mean, Kanan got a ride or die with Shorty. And in typical power fashion, I just think something's gonna happen to her, which would be real sad and unfortunate. And I just hope she all right. Maybe she can get away from Kanan. She said she couldn't go back to her crib because her mama boyfriend gonna be putting her hands all on them goodies. So I don't know. Brandon Tony, you say I'll take Rock over Crystal any day. Well, yeah, but I don't see it being a bad choice either way. But I mean, you know, I like how uh what's her Patina Miller on this show is, but I've seen her on other stuff and her normal way that she dress or whatever, she doesn't look the same as this. Not that she a different person or whatever, but it's just this look on this show is kind of striking to me, maybe to others, but if I never noticed her or she didn't jump off the screen the way she does in this and other things, if it makes sense. Not to diss her or say that she ain't got it still, you know. But you know, it is what it is. Hey, Big Bird, you say the Rock really talk like that? What you mean? I heard it clean because of you. Oh, okay. Well, you let Kanan know I was here. All right, now. The Rock right here. I ain't playing that. You better let him know if you want to get in here. She talked tough with them lips poked out. Hey, Rock. What's up? I got Encouraging Warrior coming through. What's up, sis? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right, all right. What you think about this season so far in this episode?
I mean, to be to be honest, like when it first started, it started out like on a rocky road, if you know what I mean, because truth be told, I really truly believe that the first episode of the new season should have been with the last episode of the third season. They should have made
Mhm.
that like a two-parter, to be honest, so we
Okay.
could just start the new season fresh.
Right. That's true. We kind of lost the episode in a way because they was talking about the last one, last season so much. I get it.
Yeah, because to me, it felt like a filler episode to me.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, like the way that it was like telling us stuff, like showing us stuff that we already know. I mean, some of the little stuff, okay, like when she was pregnant and all that other kind of stuff, okay, but
they didn't have to spend
th-
so much time on it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and then like they trust me, I used to love Unique. Which I used to love his attitude, his big bravo attitude, the way he used to wear his outfits. You know, like he didn't take no SIT, you know what I'm saying? And now like they got him looking all crazy, like Like, see, like he got him acting just like his brother. Like, and I'm like, I don't know who's putting all this stuff in his head. I don't know if I don't know, but all I know is like he's coming up with the wrong conclusions, and he making it seem like Rock was the one that set him up, and I'm like, maybe because of the blows to his head, he done forgot how he got in that predicament to begin with. So now
Mm,
he's just trying to like add pieces together, but the pieces that he's putting together is not making sense.
right. That's a good point because he he was in a fight with his brother and what happened. So why you blaming her? And then she took your brother out. So I mean, she couldn't have been working with him. I
Like
don't
the
know.
first thing come out his mouth, he talk about, oh man, cause she told me that she was out of the game.
Right.
So automatically you think like, you know, well, whatever happened, well, what happened to you, you off of this chessboard. So I guess she figured like, well, hey, since you gone, like I'm just gonna take your place. I mean, I'd rather for it to be me than some random YN out on the street taking over your spot.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, HFG, shout out to that funny comment, CTE Neek. I hate it.
Exactly. I mean, Priscilla, what's her name? Priscilla, she wasn't going to take it
Oh,
over,
yeah, you're right. She didn't want to have nothing to do with the game. So that's a
but she
good
want to
point.
be
That's
reaping the benefits. Just like what Rock said to Cannon, like you don't like the moves that I be making, but you sure love the results though.
that's true. That's true. Good point. Yeah, I mean, he might as well come out and say what's going on because what's she gonna think somebody left that money? Who would do that? So that's only a matter of time before I don't see. Plus, we in the third episode so far, and nobody knows anything about him. So the next episode, the fourth episode, we'll be halfway through the season almost, and he's still hiding in the shadows.
Exactly. Like how long you gonna be keep calling, keep pretending that you're a quote unquote ghost.
I know, right? Maybe he was
You
the
know what?
first
I ain't gonna go. I keep saying to myself, I keep trying to keep hope alive, but we might well just forget that boat has done sailed. He's never coming back. As much as
Yeah.
I would like for him to make a guest appearance, but it's too
Yeah,
many politics.
yeah, it might be over with for him.
I mean, not to get off topic, but I mean, cause just like they were saying about the whole scenario, you was just talking about 50 Cent earlier, and you were saying about how 50 Cent and he like with him and Meech, and I'm thinking to myself, I hope it doesn't have any effect on the next season because
uh,
I hate it when shows end like that.
yeah, I agree. And 50, like I say, I like him for a lot of reasons, but I'm sure he could be difficult at best to say some things and things what he
Hmm.
said with Meech and all of that. So yeah, hopefully all of that does make it through. Hopefully we see what happens with this. I don't know how many more seasons of this they gonna have. So hopefully it's nearly wrapped up or it's another season of this. We'll see. What you think about Kanan's growth so far this last couple episodes of this episode? We see him getting an apartment and trying to move out, step his game up. He trying to bring the family together for moms. It didn't work out right. And then Rock had the nerve to tell him, "You late? I hope it's because you was at the library studying. And you gonna go to college?" I mean, Rock is, I think she is crazy. She gave him that letter. He like, After all I've been through, you think I'm about to go to college and do some homework? I think you crazy. Uh,
I
I
don't
don't
like the
know.
way he be treating his girlfriend though. Like he be
Really?
acting like her opinion don't matter, like nothing that she says is not beneficial, and then come to find out like she was right all along. Like Kanan, you really need to like get out of your head and start listening to your woman, or you gonna wind up losing her to somebody else.
Well, that is true, but at his age, being honest, I think he doing pretty good, at least compared to me. I wouldn't have been ready to shack up with nobody at how old is he? At least under 18, 17, 18. But as far as the listening part, I probably wouldn't listen either to a certain extent. It depends on if she was the very first girlfriend of mine, like the one that I really, really liked a lot. I would have worked with and listened to, but she said I was too nice.
Oh my
So
god.
that's probably what you get for being. Oh man, and I'm glad Big Bird put this in the comments because I meant to say this when I first started. So I'm glad he reminded me. But anyway, I'm gonna say it in a second. Let me finish this thought. But yeah, so I mean, and also I didn't really fall like really, and that's puppy love when you're a teenager, at least your very first that you really cared for. And then after that, I don't know, as I got older, it took a while before I was with it. And then you learn about compromise or try to make it work and some give and take. But at 17, 18, I wouldn't have shacked up. But if I did, I probably wouldn't have listened either because like he paying all the bills, making the move. Yeah, she does have good points and she right, but he's too young, I think, to understand. But
I, I mean,
like he
you already
like
saw like how he reacted when he wanted to like get it on with her, and then he ain't had no more Jimmy hats. Then he talking about, oh, I could pull out, and she looking at him all crazy, like, yeah, that's what happened the last time, and look what happened. Listening to you.
right, right. Like I'm gonna say a point of his immaturity that showed is but he's listening and learning is that when he went to that next apartment after dude played them and said that it was rented out, now he wanted a place. But instead of saying, you know what, you right, it was a
Hmm.
and dude was on BS. She called him out and said, nah, because dude was on BS. You want it. No, that ain't it. Yeah, it is. But because he immature, he didn't want to admit it. Whereas if he would have been grown, if it was me and at an older age, not at that same age, but if I was me at an older age and she'd have said, I'd be like, damn right. You know what I'm saying? Dude ain't gonna tell me no. But, you know,
I mean,
anyway.
you saw the way he was being all negative, talking about, oh, this place ain't better than my place. Man, any place look better than that trap house you living up in.
I know, right? His spot was no frills for real, the
And
worst.
I'm surprised the girl Crystal went and cleaned that little place up. Cause remember when the mom came by and she was like, "Oh, I noticed you cleaned up the place."
Hey, for real, because I didn't know it was a towel on the floor. So I was like, it had design on the floor. I thought it was concrete slab. Because that's how the projects are in Chicago. It's just concrete. When you go up in the floors and stuff, it's just concrete floors. And
Mm.
so yeah, and at least it was on 35th and State. I know they tore some of those down, but you go in there, it's no carpet, it's no tile, it's nothing, it's concrete. You know how a concrete floor can be painted to be smooth, like, but it's not. So it's not like outside concrete, it's like
Hmm.
glazed. That's how they were in the projects. It's like
I know that
prison.
gotta be uncomfortable.
I know. And then the walls are cinder block. They're separating the walls outside and between the rooms. So you got a hard glazed concrete floor with cinder block walls between each thing. And, yeah, Yeah, the
And
projects
some of
is
the
like,
houses that they make are so cheap, like you can actually hear what the next person is saying in the next room.
mm-hmm. You don't want to hear them getting it on, and you ain't had none in years. You gonna be, it'll be sad.
Be banging on the wall. What's all this noise going on?
You know what it is. You just ain't getting none. That's the thing. It's without you.
Speaking
My,
about getting some, speaking about getting some, I mean, do you think what's the name? What's his name? The other brother, the younger brother, not
oh,
Marvin, but the other one.
Lulu,
Yeah, do you
Lulu.
think him and Jess gonna wind up reuniting back again now that he done changed over this new leaf?
That's a good point. And if you would have asked me that after the first episode, I would have probably said yeah. But now, since that was like a flashback, and since time has passed and we haven't seen her or anything, I'm thinking we may see her again, but I doubt they probably get back together. She probably say something about famous happened to him or something, maybe. Because she was trying to basically throw it back to Lou, and he was like
Mm-hmm.
trying to get away from it. Keep it away. And I'm like, oh yeah, he been traumatized for real. Because that would have made you feel better, guaranteed. But anyway. On the side note, I meant to bring this up because right before I went live, my phone went off and said that George Foreman, boxing Hall of Famer, just passed away.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, and at the age of 76. It's things like this that make me think, man, my parents are blessed and they crazy people too. I love them and all, but they they live, a straight laced life. Not that they was the worst or out there selling drugs, but they both are up there, man. My dad's 79 and my mom is 88. So
Wow.
yeah, they hanging in there, man. And this dude, George Foreman, 76, gone but not forgotten. You know, just wow. You never know, man. You never know, man. You never know. So all we can do is try to make the most of what we can. You know what I'm saying? And so
And this and the crazy part, this is like still the beginning of the year.
I know. And the truth be told, life expectancy is going down. So like you can go, like the US government has a chart. Did you know that of how they know how based off of is the actuary tables, I believe, but they have a chart that pretty much has it narrowed down to when if we were born in a certain year, when we'll probably pass. And people that are older now, we probably won't get to be their age. Like it's going down. So like somebody, a baby born today in the United States, I think life expectancy is like 76 or something like that. Whereas like
Wow. So shoot.
they won't
So the people that was born in the 80s.
we're gonna live longer than people that is gone be born today, but we won't live as long as like my parents, people that's already 70 or 80 years old right now. Matter of fact, since I just started talking about it, you can bring up something else while I go look it up. But
Okay, well, I saw a question that was saying like if you could know the exact date and time of your death, would you want to know it or not?
that's a good question. Uh, Probably not, because then you'll probably be worrying about it. But you know, I just found it, but I'm trying to find the. Is this it? Because this is a little more. uh detailed than what I found before. And heart disease is taking out men and women, number one cause. And also, I don't want to get too sidetracked. I have to do this on Sunday. Remind me on
No, the
Sunday about this stuff, and I'll talk about this again. But it's saying that today was, I'll do it on Sunday anyway. Moving on. I'll leave it up on one of my tabs. Y'all remind me, and
yeah.
we'll do it on Sunday, and I'll break it down, and everybody can get scared. Anyway, Raising
But
Kanan
yeah,
life expectancy ain't long. What you think about Pop Smoke popping sweets when they try to get into it with Kanan? Next thing you know, I think they gonna try to maybe turn him against his mama. One thing I realize, especially they show in this show, is they gonna make people go and turn against their parents one way or another. We see Rock going against it. We done seen, of course, to Weak do it too much. Kanan
oh
now
my
with,
God, I don't want to talk about Kyrie.
man, he took it to the next level.
Like this is what this is what I understand about that whole
Right.
ordeal with Kyrie. Like
And
they provided you with every luxury that a child could possibly want, and you still want to be about that life, and you know you're not about that life. And then when it comes to bite you in the ass, when your sister died, you would think that you would want to change your life after that.
I know, right?
After she done died.
I kind of made that mistake trying to do so much for my son, especially after being injured. And I think some of these people ain't having enough contrast, so they're not realizing how good they got it. They not realizing
Hmm.
struggle. You know what I mean? Then they realize it, then they may try to go backwards and fix it and do whatever, but sometimes it may be too late, or in the world of power, people will be gone and dead and killed off. So going back to the side comment, Pepper, that's hilarious. When I was describing the damn projects, the projects, he said that's a tenement building, not the projects. Well, hey, for real. So, on the side note, I always get sidetracked with stories. I'm sorry. But the reason when I first went in there, because like I used to go and get weed from the projects when I was younger, but we didn't go inside and hang out with them. We knew that the staircase smelled like piss and it was horrible and
Yeah,
all this.
right.
I wasn't trying to go in there and hang with them and stuff and make friends. But when I was working at UPS and I was a supervisor, I worked at nights and I was a supervisor, like 18. But anyway, I be cool with people. I work with people. I'm always a personable person and different stuff. So a few people that work with me or whatever, after we worked, they didn't have a ride. It'd be cold. And they worked and did good for me. I was like, well, shit, I'll give you a ride, man. I ain't gonna drive off and you in the cold. And so I took I took them home, and I'm like, "Where you stay?" They like the projects. I'm like, "What?"
Oh no.
And
I
I
can
work
drop you
nights,
all
so
down the block.
I know, right? But I ain't no punk. I ain't no punk. You know what I mean? Nah. So they like, yeah, the
I don't
projects.
know, like a clear sign of you know you somewhere you ain't supposed to be is like when you go there and you see like a bunch of dudes hanging out on the step, and all of them trying to sell you something, and I'm like, no, I'm just here because I'm trying to see somebody, or I'm
Yeah, I
dropping
know.
somebody off or something. I'm not here to partake in any kind of activities that y'all got going on.
Right.
Don't try to
Women
sell
ain't
me
got it as
nothing. I'm
bad though.
good.
I think women got it a little easier still than men, although you all would get harassed with everybody. You my new baby mama. But
I'm about to say, I know you ain't just say that, cause I think us females got it harder because it's like we can't even go outside to check the mail or throw out the trash or nothing without getting like cat whistled at.
Right, but it's better than getting robbed or shot or killed or jumped.
Yeah, but no, because what if you dealing with one of these knuckleheads and they don't know how to deal with rejection? They don't know how to deal with the word no.
That's true. That's true. But I remember when I took him, he say the projects. I'm like, man, and this is like 3, 4 in the morning because I work nights anyway. I'm like, come on. So I can't be like, hey, you know what? The ride ends here. But anyway, I took him there to the projects, and he like, come on, man, you want to come in? We could chill, we could smoke, we could drink. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
Oh man, I'm like, dude, you got it hard, man. I'm gonna make sure you get more hours at work.
for real.
You got it hard, bro. Straight up.
I thought I had it bad.
For real, for real. Straight up. I got another caller coming in. Noel, how
Hi,
you doing?
how is everybody's day today?
It's doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing really good. And what is this channel is about? I'm sorry. I'm just so happy. I just get shut up. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So yes.
We was talking about a TV show. Are you familiar
Which
with
TV show?
Raising Kanan on Power? You ain't never heard of that? It's probably something that was
Excuse me. Excuse me.
it
Can I
probably
say something?
what you
Can I
want to
say
say.
something to you?
Go ahead. I'm giving you a second or two.
You're
Go ahead.
cute. You're cute.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. From the neck up,
Welcome.
from the neck up, I'm about a 5.
You're cute. Excuse me, girl. Can I be
Don't
next
let
to
him lie to
him?
you, girl. He's not. He ain't no foul. He know he a 10.
About a 4. 10. Come on, I ain't about to start lying on this
Shorty
woman.
is a 10.
Ah, 10 fingers.
Excuse
That's
me.
about it.
Excuse
What
me.
you been drinking on?
Yeah, what you been sipping
I
on?
can tell. I know it with some liquor. Somebody been liquid that. Excuse
Some
me.
liquor. You've been drinking on liquor.
I've been around, girl. I can tell you feeling good. Where you
Excuse.
calling from?
I'm calling from Ohio. What about you?
Indiana. So we
And what about
neighbors.
this girl? This is girl.
Georgia.
That's a Georgia peach. She got that peach cobbler. But what you know about peach cobbler? You like pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie.
You gotta have sweet potato pie.
Milky. Milky.
Okay, well, look, I want you to continue watching and supporting this channel, and I got a small favor I'm asking you. Oh, snap. I'm trying to see what that is. All right, we got an OnlyFans. All right, hold on. You gotta hold that thought for later.
Like you. Do it again.
See, the thing is, ain't nobody probably gonna notice, so we all right. You all
Do it
right?
again.
All right.
I like you. How old are you?
I'm getting up there, girl.
How
You
old
might
are
be.
you?
You can make me feel young again, maybe another time. I'm gonna go ahead and try to talk a little bit about this. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Yeah.
What you doing to your hair?
Yeah.
What you was drinking? You ain't had no Diddy juice, did you? You got some Diddy
I
juice?
did. I did. I love you so much. Jay.
You got some
I want
baby
to.
oil?
Can I? Excuse me. Can I suck your dick?
How you gonna? What, girl? You real friendly. Oh man.
Now she acting like Holly now.
On my
Ah,
feet.
Ollie.
My feet. Look at it.
Oh my goodness, you didn't really went off the rails. All right, we didn't saw the. We didn't had a
I
little
feel so.
distraction. You
Do
all
you want
right?
to see my feet?
Hold
Do you want to see
hold
my
that.
feet?
Nah,
My
I don't want to see
feet.
that.
My
Nah, hold
feet,
that.
Jay.
Hold, all right. I guess we reaching a broader audience these days. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're reaching out to a broader audience, Jay. Don't be trying to make that plural. That's singular.
Ah, well, hey,
Okay,
I appreciate all the support.
I ride with Team D.
I know, right? I'm gonna have to do more videos from the neck up. I guess I'm doing a little better than I thought, huh?
I didn't know
Just
you were
like
so popular, Jay.
you and me both. I'm over here sweating and now. Woo! I'm gonna have to,
You got all
man.
that black on.
I know, right? Ain't nobody asked me no good questions like that in a long time.
I was like, yo, she must got that Holly special.
Man, I gotta go to Ohio more often. Nah, I'll be like, what happened to Jay? He went missing. They'd be like, oh, you can't come here and get ours. This my note, whatever. No else.
They gonna have your behind. They gonna have your behind tied up somewhere, part of a cult somewhere.
I know, right? They ain't gonna have me nowhere. I'm gonna be right at the crib. Malik said, yeah, Unc, we can't let the strangers in here. Y'all know y'all had a good laugh. Y'all was looking at that, you know who that was? I'm gonna show you who that was right quick.
Bill Murray,
Ah, Bill
Ghostbusters.
Murray. Yeah. I know you ain't say no Bill Murray.
He done let himself go. Let me stop.
Oh
God
my
ain't pleased.
goodness.
God is not pleased.
Hold on. I'm trying to. Here it go. Hold on.
Jay,
When
you
I
still be doing your stand-up comedy sometimes, or you just
I know I do. I can't help it. But I actually got a video of my stand. I've been meaning to post for the last 2 weeks when I was there. I keep forgetting. But let me first say this disclaimer. Okay, as a heterosexual man, I do love women. I do like all boobies, big, small. They can be little, maybe not the most preferred. They could be real big where it cover up my mouth and nose, and I gotta kind of get like a little get air like cocaine to the side. That's not preferred, but I will accept it. Okay. So when I show you this, it's not to diss the boobies. But there was some old Vera de Milo up in that bug. I could have swore I saw this right there. Them boobies was about right up in there like that. I'm like, what are we looking at? But you can come back.
you gotta put that other character up there too. Sideshow. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh my god.
What that is? What that is? I don't think too many people saw that, picked up on that joke. I'm glad you picked up on that, Corey. Anyway, I got distracted. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Exactly.
But you didn't get me back on course. No, I'm just
Okay, so let's talk about when what's the name? Quan came rolling up like black rain up in the restaurant.
playing. Hey, you know that's gonna be the next little problem they're gonna have because she went to the Colombians trying to figure out what's up with dude from Philly. So eventually, we already saw in the other 2 episodes, she was looking for a new connect, try to replace, try to take him out. So I guess it's only a matter of time before, as typical power fashion, they're gonna try to kill the connect and try to replace it. But hopefully, it's not that easy. They make it too easy on this show of taking people out and finding a new one and replacing them and stuff. That's part of the problem, in my opinion. One of the problems is it ain't that easy to find somebody to do that. But I don't know. I think she gonna meet her match. Hopefully, finally. I mean, she got a lot of problems because pops and smoke or whatever, sweet pop, and
Yeah, well, you know who else gonna be a big problem too?
what was that?
That daggone police chief and his little goonie that he done sent out harassing Kanan and whoever.
Yeah, I forgot all about him.
Yeah,
I
Tuck.
forgot
I'm
all
like, well,
about
why are
him.
you sitting there here going all gun ho all of a sudden? You should have been like this from the get go. Now all of a sudden, when they ready to let go of the case, now all of a sudden, I guess he feel like, oh, I can't let this go. This is gonna be my last case before they decide to retire me or whatever. You should have been doing that before then.
I know, right? Yeah, and I mean,
Now all of a sudden, you want to start doing your job.
and he probably ain't gonna figure out nothing in no damn couple months before he gone. So the likelihood of that is not too high. But we'll see how it play out. One more thing I'm gonna ask you while I'm thinking about it, and before we get up out of here. But you know, old girl with the boobies is still on my mind a little bit. So speaking of boobies and love connections, I'm not saying that's what that was, but with Jukebox, do you think it might be a love connection? When she's surrounded with all the boobies in the club and she was looking around and they was talking about, I was with this bartender and doing that, and she started smiling and liking that. So I don't know. You think she gonna get turned out up in there? She gonna get that
Yes,
liquor
most
license.
definitely, because I think the chick, the one that's sipping the drink, she's gonna be more like a I guess like
A
a
mentor.
overseer. I guess like she gonna be helping her, guide her how to, get settled in this new lifestyle that she's trying to be a part of. And I mean, I can't even be mad at her for wanting to do that, because now she's older and she's getting more mature, and like she don't want to be doing the same things that she used to do and being around the same type of people when she was younger. I mean, she can't even be herself around the people that she so-called grew up around. So I mean, sometimes we got to do that. We got to go out and be independent, and and see who's gonna like connect with us. So I don't.
Mhm.
I hope the best for Juke. I hope she finds somebody, and I saw a couple nice looking chicks up in there.
Mhm. Hey, Malik the King is crazy. He said old girl was from Marlon from White Chicks.
Who?
uh y'all is crazy, man. He talked about my previous guest. Anyway,
Oh,
I
okay,
just saw the
gotcha.
comment. I'm a little late on some of y'all comments because when she was saying some of that stuff, I had to keep being able to censor.
I'm trying to
what,
like.
that's why I had to
I'm
pull it
trying
up
to
and
block that small portion of that out my mind.
well, I mean, that ain't shouldn't be nothing for y'all, man. Y'all walk around in the locker rooms with it hanging and bush out and stuff.
Look, but Jay, I got standards though. Like I didn't expect to see all that.
Me neither. I was surprised too. So,
Well, y'all men, y'all
go
don't
ahead
care.
and
You
match.
said you don't care what side. I do. I
Well, go.
care.
Well, let me see how much you care. Go on and match. Go on and top her. Show him what it's really like. Let him out.
You know what, Jay? I'm not. Don't try to put me in this bag.
Show what a real set look like.
I don't got no skin in this fight.
That's what I'm saying. Put the skin in it. Let me see. Show them what they really talking about.
Nah, I might cover up this whole screen if I do all that. Like,
That's
no.
what I'm
Then you
talking
really gonna
about.
have me banned.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's cover up the screen, and then I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go off. Yeah, we're gonna go off with a bang. It goes Nipsey Hussle in this mug.
But you know what? What you think happened to Famous? You think he hiding out, or you think something happened to him?
He better be hiding out. But then again, he shouldn't be actually, because once he talked with the police, and if they didn't take him then, I think he probably would be all right. But also something that I knew, but now I really know, is you never talk to police. And the reason why I say I really know is something else that I knew, but I didn't think about, which is I did see a YouTube video of some lawyers at a law class that really made me think about it. And one of them that was in the law class to be an attorney was a police officer, and he broke it down. But the Miranda rights, they say you got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So they ain't trying to help you. Yeah, sometimes you say this or that, and it could be this or that, and there ain't no problem. But something like that, you ain't nothing. I don't know. You should. If they can't find anybody, they might pin it on them. So you got to be careful with that stuff when it's something serious like that. And maybe he should probably be on the run. Young dude, no means, and he talking to them. He probably, like Jukebox said, when Kanan and Jukebox was talking in the pizzeria, maybe he talked too much and said something he shouldn't have said and left. And that's what they hoping for. When you talking, they hope you say something, talk too much information, say this or that, which of course but no, it's down to a science, damn near. They got it to do it. Like when I saw that YouTube video of the attorney speaking, and the dude was a police officer, he like, yeah, I try to do this and that, and you say this, and I get that, and I'm like, it's almost like entrapment, which of course, we in our community would say anyway. But like to hear it being said, yeah, it's really entrapment a lot of times on some of this. So truth be told, he probably should get out of there, because if they can't find somebody, they could easily pin it on him, and then the burden of proof would be on him. But he probably shouldn't. I don't know. He's not dead, because who would have did it?
Exactly, and that's another thing. Speaking about lawyers, what you were saying, how the hell Rock don't know that her lawyer is deceased?
I know. Like
Now I hope she finds out by the next episode.
Yeah, that's why I was saying on the first reaction when I did it last night. A high profile attorney like him being gunned down in his apartment probably would have made the news, and I don't know. She called him a couple times and didn't get an answer. You would think she would probably call the office or something,
or pop up or something.
But I guess not. So we'll see. Corey Washington, you say a violent encounter will happen as a result of a relationship that Jukebox gets into. Marvin gives her a gun, and you see clips of her and Marvin with bruises all over them. Where you see that? I didn't see that on the next clip. Corey Washington dropping dimes up in this piece. Boy, dime dropping.
Right?
No, I'm just playing, man. But no, hey, that's what's up. So that go back to with them broads. I think somebody said, oh, Damian Kinney. He just said, I can't see Jukebox being serious with them old broads. Been around the block, box biters.
See, that's what I'm saying. Jukebox is very mature for her age, though. To me.
Yeah. Women,
Like, I mean, I'm not saying that she got the mindset of a 40-year-old woman, but I'm
no.
saying like she had a lot more mature than them dudes that she was trying to hang out with at that club, and she done bailed out on them.
I mean, I wasn't that mature at 18. I was mature because we were like little people and stuff, but I wasn't mature, I guess, sexually. And what I'll say is this: here go another story, sidetrack. But I wasn't 18. I was 19 or 20. Anyway, it was a person. I don't want to give too much information away, but in
Don't
case
be,
somebody may be
don't be
watching out.
snitching.
I know, right? I ain't trying to be famous, but let's just say I was about 19 or 20. I don't think I was 18. But anyway, this is probably in the 97, 98. So it was an older woman, and I was giving her a ride home. I'd say she was probably at the time maybe like 35, 36. And long story short, some things went down and we, did some things. But the problem was she wanted me to bite the box. And I'm like, next time. But at that time and at that age, that wasn't something, especially in those years in the 90s, that wasn't something dudes was doing like that. At least not on the first date. What kind of guy do you think I am?
You
Anyway,
got this be going around biting boxes.
I know, right? Yeah, I look like you could do me. I ain't gonna do you. What I look like? Anyway, so lo and behold, I thought I did a good job. I think I did, but I didn't do that. And she was like, "You don't do that. Ain't no next time." I'm like, "Yeah, right. It's a next time. After this, it's a next time." And it wasn't no next time. I tried.
Hmm.
It's like I told you. Nah, I
She
don't
was
know.
standing on business.
True. Or maybe she could have been like, I probably shouldn't have did it. She probably was drinking with old girl was drinking that night.
I mean, like, you got some people that got some deal breakers. But see, that's the thing. Why would you even like get it started? Like, this should be something that should be discussed before y'all even get
I mean, I
there.
was young. Like you don't really, as a when you older, you don't necessarily. I mean, I don't know what people do nowadays with the questions and permission, but I never went through that before, so I don't know. Maybe I'd be in trouble these days. But I never said, "Hey, can I do this? Hey, could you do this? Can we do this?" Can we do-"
It should happen naturally, but it doesn't always happen like that.
Right. See, I didn't do that, so that's why she had to say it, and that's why. But that's because I was younger and I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? To do that. So, if I would have been older, she would have had to say it, but it wouldn't have been on the first date because again, I'm a classy guy. It's the second date. No, I'm just
The
gotta let it
second date.
marinate. We get up out of here, man. But let me get a couple of these comments before we go. Corey Washington, you say it was on pictures that they released, and the episode descriptions have been on point so far. It's in the episode description that Jukebox will have a violent encounter from a relationship. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that. It's probably from old girl we saw. And you know what? In my experience, which ain't a lot, actually, it's zero experience in the gay relationship or lesbian relationship. And I'm only talking about hearsay because I don't have a gay or lesbian close friend ever in my life.
Maybe
But
you
from
need to
what
get
I've
one.
heard, I don't know how I'm gonna get a gay or lesbian friend. Hey, you gay? Want to be my friend? Want to hang? Now, if I happen to meet a gay or lesbian person and we hung out and had stuff in common and talked, and they called me and I called them, so be it. But how is that happening? Like, where do I meet them? What do we do? I'm not gonna go
At the bar,
pursue.
like Jukebox. You just bump.
No, I don't go to the bar to meet nobody but some women. And I don't go to the bar to meet women no more. So, but anyway, they have hard relationships and they struggle and argue and fight and go through drama. And lesbian women, man, oh my goodness. From the stories I heard and what they do, oh my goodness. Just imagine two women scorned together by each other, like, whoa. Yeah, so they can go through some stuff. So if she end up doing that, they could probably need a gun.
Yeah, Jay, I got a similar story like that, but I gotta talk to you about that on Discord, cause
I know, right? We got to get old girl from Ohio. If you want to come and finish your questions,
come to the Discord.
Come to Discord row, like you say. You wanna be all in the video with your shirt off? Come to Discord. Come to Discord.
Got your hair all up in the air.
Right. You want to be on me like this? Come to Discord. Come to Discord. I'm Suge Knight. Nah. Damian Kinney said the singer Tank said the older woman turned him out singing through his back door when he was in his 20s. Now, is the back door his booty? I mean, I don't know. Or the back door.
No.
She was singing at his booty like, it's gonna be mine. He like,
And you know what, Jay? I believe that really does happen more often than is publicized.
Yeah.
Like a lot of older women do be turning out these young boys, but they put it out there like, yeah, and
it was harder.
It's crazy.
I think women had more standards, and I think that they, even though when that happened with me, I think it was real secretive. It was like
like, how did you feel afterwards? I mean, like,
I was happy. I never felt bad. I felt that I regret I should have probably did what I should have did, but then if I did, and then she said, no, I'd be mad. So I don't know. I don't know what to feel. I'm mad though that I didn't do another time and things. So I've always regretted that. And now that person no longer with us. So now I won't get another shot. No, I'm just playing. But hey man, that's life, Things happen, you live and you learn. It wasn't like we was gonna get married and live happily ever after and things. So would I probably had messed around or had fun or do this or that? Maybe. And then what? Like, so, it's only so much, you could do in life. Try to make the most of your opportunities and your choices. That although I would have probably had fun or did this or that, at the end, it wouldn't have went nowhere and did nothing. We wasn't gonna have kids and a family and get married and all that stuff. It would have been a real mess. To say the least. So
I tell you.
Well, we're going to get ready to get up out of here. Corey Weiser to say Brittany Griner put the pause on her old lady. I heard about that. And that's a big old thing right there. Better smack me. I'd be like, why? I'll take the garbage. She's 6'10" or something like that. She played the WNBA. She was the one locked up in Russia. She came out with prison tats on her knuckles. Dos vidanya. Ah! Wash my panties, Nancy boy. Then she pull up
She
her
shouldn't
shirt.
be thinking about doing nothing illegal.
She pull up her shirt and it make Noelle look like she got what you got. Be like, Brittany, no. and in between each knuckle is like fear, F-E-A-R, none. I fear none. I work in, where's they call the Russian Soviet camp? I work in Pound Rock in Treblinka. You wash my panty. Pass me rebound. Rebound for me. Like, good shot. Good shot. Bend over. Lick my airstrip. Be like, no. Do it. Do it. Be like, no. Drago. I must break you. You must lick me. Be like, no. Okay. I learned my lesson once before in my 20s. Never say no. Anyway, I guess that's the end of the jokes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Woo! This was a fun night.
Yeah,
Very
it was. It was very entertaining, very enlightening.
Appreciate it, everybody, for coming through. Don't forget, if you didn't get the notifications, hit me up on Instagram, subscribe to Facebook, Twitch. I was thinking about starting to do Twitch, like 24-hour streaming, maybe do a week or so nonstop. But I'd be naked too much, man, and stuff. So I ain't trying to put that out there. I'd lose all my subscribers. Anyway, y'all hit me up. I appreciate it. If you live in Ohio and you like to pull your shirt up, anyway, nah, I'm just playing, man. It was fun, man. Y'all have a good one, man. I guess I'm starting to reach new heights and new audiences out there. So all of y'all OGs that's been here for years and months, I appreciate your support. Y'all the real ones out here. And I'm going to do a little dance for you before I go. There you go. I'm getting ready for my trip to Ohio. Deuces.